What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about something that's actually been a big part of my life, being a pastor's kid and growing up in the church. And I think it's something that's really not talked about enough, or maybe even at all. And by saying this, I'm not meaning to come down on anyone, but I think it's something that needs to be addressed and needs to be talked about, because I think so many people experience this, so many people have had this happen to them. And so I just wanted to kind of open a conversation about it and talk about it because it's important. And if I could sum up what I'm trying to say, it would be really, we need to know the difference and know when innocence becomes ignorance. And I think just saying that, a lot of you will probably know what I'm trying to get at. But there's been this thing in the church of like wanting to keep and restore innocence in kids and in our thinking. And really what I've experienced just growing up in that environment of the church is it's actually like there's a point where that innocence becomes ignorance and it's not helping you out. I think there is like when you're a kid, like maintaining that innocence, but when you grow up, if you still have that innocence, it just kind of becomes ignorance. So how would you, and probably some of you are thinking, so how, like, innocence is a good thing. Yes, but I think it turns into something different, and it can mean those people who like you meet them and you're just like, you can feel the vibe they give off, and it's just like their soul is pure. They're not ignorant or innocent because they're adults or they're grown up or whatever age you are, but you just meet that person and it's like the way you describe them to other people is it's like, this person is an angel. And I mean, some people say that and they mean innocence. When I say that, it means like they're pure, their purity. And I don't think being a pure person, I mean, you can be pure in many ways. Like, I am pure human. I'm not a perfect human, but like everything about me is pure human. You can have an object of gold and it can be pure gold, or you can have whatever and it can be pure. That pure doesn't mean perfect. Pure, like being a pure person doesn't mean that you're a perfect person. But I think that when you grow older, instead of innocence and maintaining that innocence, you acquire the knowledge of things that the church has even shamed. Like some creative, artistic people that I know are like, okay, I don't want to be in the church my whole life. I want to, like, I love music, and so I want to be out in the world playing music. And then the church will actually tell them, no, sinful stuff, Hollywood, bad, music industry, bad. And they just paint this picture that's really, it's not true. It's a lie. And it really just creates ignorance. And so then it's like these kids or whoever is like, goes out in the world and they're like, wait a minute, I'm experiencing something totally different than what the church has been telling me. And I think that that's the church trying to keep and maintain this innocence, but it just turns into ignorance. And I just think you're better off in general if you're not trying to, if you're teaching somebody this, if you're mentoring this, or even if you have kids, not trying to help maintain their innocence when they grow older, when they grow up. And again, not that innocence is a bad thing, but I think it turns into something different. I think you can still be a good, pure human, not perfect human again, but not in this sort of ignorance. Like, you can still be a good person. I mean, call it what you want. I say pure, but you can call it what you want. Pure, I mean, that's kind of just the lingo that I grew up with alongside of innocence. But I think some people think pure, like being pure, purity is synonymous to innocence, and I don't think that's true. But I think it needs to be addressed that you don't have to be so engrossed in the church, but that's what the church, most of the church tells you. I actually met this guy that I used to work with a couple of years ago. He said, I think the church that will be most successful is the church that, instead of trying to get people in, actually shoves people out. And they say, all right, you got what it takes, now go out into the world. Now, I just think that's a good example, and that could, like, maybe that mindset and that type of thinking could fix this kind of thing. But I just see a lot of people coming up in the church, and it's just like, I talk to them, and it's astounding to me how ignorant of life and ignorant of all these other things that go on outside of the realm of religion and church that happen. And it's just like, they have no idea. They don't, it's almost like they're, in a way, it's almost like being told a lie, because you're not getting the whole truth. So is not having the whole truth a lie? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. But it's still this thing of, man, there's so much more to life than this, and it's just the church trying to maintain innocence. And it's like, yeah, they might mean well by it, but the ending results in, well, the church sheltered me from this, and so I actually wanted to learn about this, and so I had to go and learn about it on my own. And it just created this, like, well, the church didn't allow this, and so now I'm completely against everything. And, you know, if that happens, so be it. And look, my point in all of this being, you know, I don't know where I sit in the realm of belief, if I believe in God or any of that. I mean, you guys have seen my video on me opening up about my skepticism towards everything. But I think there is a conservative mindset. I think I've labeled it on the church, but I think it's a lot of just the conservative mindset of trying to maintain innocence that I think the church feeds, but I think we really need to get past it and educate, and still maintaining inviting knowledge. Let me just say that, inviting knowledge into things, and really, I guess, making sure that that conservative sort of mind. I hate using that word conservative because it's associated with more governmental sort of things, but it is what it is. That conservative mindset, I think we need to get more towards and here, see, I want to say progressive, but I know that's not the word for it too. I hope I'm making more sense than what I'm making with the words that I'm using. God, I'm not making any sense now. Okay, look, if you're hearing what I'm saying, then you're hearing what I'm saying. But my point being is that this trying to maintain innocence in people in general is turning into ignorance. But see, you know, I don't know if I can really come to a solid point or conclusion in this, but it's just something that needs to be said. It's just something that needs to be talked about, because I've seen it happen with so many people. And I'm not just talking about kids, I'm talking about grown adults that will come into a conservative place or a church or something, and it's just like they try to take all of this, they try to take all this knowledge away and maintain this sense of innocence, and it's just like it's just turning into ignorance, and it's just not talked about or said, and it needs to be. So I'm sure I'll do another video about this after seeing the comments, because probably you all have a lot more good things to say and can put your words together a lot better than I have. So if you can, let me know what you think about this video down in the comments. But if not, and if you did like this video, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you misfits in the next one. Peace!